I'm gonna be soloing the Concealed Void Legend Lost Sector. Legend difficulty locked equipment, which means your equipment is locked and you can't change it. Match game, which essentially is if the enemy has an arc shield, you can't break it without having an arc weapon. To break the arc shield, and extra shields just means enemies have more shield. Champions are barrier and overload. So if you don't have an overload mod and an anti-barrier mod, then the champions will be really difficult to defeat. The burn is solar shields. There's arc shields, solar, and void shield. Modifiers is Arak no. Is when defeated, falling bandos spawn a web mine at their feet. Recommended power is 1320. Rewards if you solo the Legend Lost Sector is exotic armor, which is rare, and enhancement chorus, which is uncommon. I'm gonna be using a bow for the overload champion, using the gnawing hunger, which is a void auto rifle for the void shield. With that, I'm gonna use an anti-barrier auto rifle mod to deal with the barrier champion. I'm gonna be using the gunslinger hunter top 3 subclass to deal with the solar shield, and for the arc shields, I'm gonna be using the Reed's Regret linear fusion rifle. I'm gonna be using the particle deconstruction mod since I'm gonna be using a linear fusion rifle so I can do more damage. Once you get to the location of the Legend Lost Sector Concealed Void, you're gonna start the Lost Sector and the equipment is locked, which means that you can't change your weapon, as you can see, or your subclass or anything since your equipment is locked. So you're gonna start. There's gonna be a few enemies at the beginning, nothing too hard, just defeat them. There's gonna be an overload that you can just stun, then you can just use other weapons. To defeat the overload champion. There's gonna be more enemies that you just defeat. When you defeat a champion in the Legend Lost Sector, you're gonna get +1 revive. There's gonna be a heavy shank that has a solar shield. Just use your solar weapon or your solar subclass to take down the shield and defeat the heavy shank. Then you're just gonna keep on going. Go underneath. There's gonna be a barrier champion here. But first, I like to deal with all the enemies first. There's gonna be a captain with an arc shield here. But if you want, you can just take care of the barrier servitor first. Just shoot him a couple times until he gets his shield. Then use your anti-barrier weapon to take down the shield and to stun the champion. Repeat this process until you take down the barrier servitor. And the barrier champion is dead. Now just defeat all the enemies that are in this part of the Lost Sector. Like I said, there's gonna be a captain here that's gonna be annoying with the arc shield. Just be careful with him. If you want first, you can just deal with all the other ads before you deal with this captain. Just take down his shield with your arc weapon or your arc subclass and defeat the captain. And the captain is gone. There's gonna be more enemies. There's gonna be a heavy shank with a solar shield that you just defeated. Take down the solar shield with your solar weapon or your solar subclass. And just be careful not to die. The heavy shank is dead. There's gonna be an Overlord champion here that you can't defeat without stunning him because he just gained his health back. So just stun him first and then you defeat him. And you just keep going in the lost sector since the barrier is gonna be down. Watch out for more enemies. If you saw that message, Dark Encroachment, it means that once you get to 10 minutes, or it encroaches in 10 minutes, so at 15 minutes, in the timer that you see on the bottom right, you're not going to be able to revive anymore. So if you die without getting revived, you have to start the whole lost sector again. Watch out with those exploder shanks. There's gonna be an Overlord champion here. Stun him and then you can just defeat him easily. Like so, just stun him and then defeat him. Continue the lost sector. Just keep going. You're gonna get to the boss room now. Just defeat all the enemies. And you're gonna spawn the lost sector boss. You can just stay back here and you can shoot at him. He has a lot of health. Just take your time and defeat the lost sector boss. There's gonna be enemies that are gonna be spawning. So here is a good place to stay. You can also go up if you're down in health. There's gonna be a servitor that shields the enemies. So if you want to focus the servitor, because he also shields the boss, then you can. Just take down the shield of the servitor. And then defeat the servitor. Like so. The servitor is not a champion, so he's gonna be really easy to defeat. Then you can just focus on the lost sector boss. You can use your super as well if you want to. Once you defeat the lost sector boss, you're done with the lost sector and you're gonna get a cash code. If you did it fast, enemies are still gonna be spawning. So just deal with the enemies. A couple more enemies to go. There's gonna be another servitor that has a void shield. Just take down the void shield. Careful not to die. And just keep it going. Oh man. Okay, I wasn't careful there. But no worries. As long as you don't get to 15 minutes, you can just keep on reviving if you have revives. just defeat the enemies, but mainly the servitor. You want to defeat the servitor as fast as you can. There you are. Now just defeat the rest of the enemies. And you can just open the cache and collect your loot. You are done with the Legend Lost Sector Concealed Void.